Yay!
We are live. Oh no, now we can really actually say Joanna and Lainie. So go ahead, because now we're
Yeah. Hi,
right on the
everybody.
same.
Happy New Year, our first show for 2021. And man, the road to 2022 is looking so filled with adventure. I can't even tell you. We have
Did you
lots
just
going
say
on in
the road to
2021.
2022?
The road to 2022 is filled with adventure.
I was like, we're only a few days in.
That's okay. I can
We
look
have this
forward,
whole
lady.
next 12 months
I'm
to
looking
get clear.
forward, man. That's it. I'm on the train track going forward. No, but you
Yeah,
think about it, Lainey, look at everything 2020 brought us. 2021 is going to be chock full again. And it's almost like, not that I want to rush it because, I'll be a year older and who wants to do that? At least at my age, to do that. But at the same time, it's like, we are going places. Everybody that is in our cherries is going places. And we have to figure out tonight where we want to go.
well, I think that's the whole part of the beginning of the year. The end of the year 2020 and the beginning of the year this I always say the week ending and the week beginning is the perfect time to, right? The topic tonight was is clarity, is blueberries, which is to really get clear on what it is that you are willing to accept and I just keep hearing like removing all the denials that you've had. I think last year gave us a big jolt in that. And
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the moment, when they say we had a moment of clarity, right? I think this is that moment of clarity. And for some of you out there um, who aren't really sure, and if you are, be honest, let us know. And if you are, great. But some people don't know how to get absolutely clear because they're overthinking something. They're too in their air element, right? The mental, or there's too much emotion behind it, so they can't get a clear decision. Or they need more clarity of like physical ailments of what's going on, and spiritual clarity, right? We all want more spiritual clarity. We want to connect more to who we are, our intuition, our divine. So I thought tonight we can talk about ways we do how we get clear, right? We're pretty good at getting clear because without clarity, I think our divine forces that be up there can't get the beacon
Yeah,
of light. They're not getting the clear message.
that's right. That's right. So I just want to say hello to Tony, Denise, Karen, Donna, Melissa, and Karen. Her birthday is Friday, so a happy birthday shout out to her. But you're absolutely right, Lainey. Without clarity, we cannot move forward. And so tonight we're going to talk about the different ways of getting clarity. Of course, there's always the cards, and we're going to be pulling some cards later. But there's so many ways to work on gaining clarity for yourself. And so tonight we want to explore some of those topics. We're going to save our announcements for later on,
I do
of
want
what
to
we.
say one thing about our announcements, though. So,
Okay.
tonight we are at the end going to be announcing our winner, or not our winner, our selection of who is getting a full ride, a full scholarship, and that whole process of reading the applications to me was also about clarity.
Clarity.
They they really had to get clear of like, why do they want to be taking this program, and what would it mean to them, and how would it help them? And even though they may not even know, I mean, I think for all of you, some of you who've been even on um or who are here have taken the class, you don't even know what you're going to do with it until afterwards. But some people were like super, super clear.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I just want to acknowledge that you can't really move forward with anything without the clarity. That's why I always talk about the clarity of vision.
Mhm.
So what were
Well,
you
the
going to say?
process today to get clear on, who to select for this was, really a journey for Lainey and I, because everybody is worthy, right? Everybody is worthy of having their dreams met and receiving from others, receiving a gift like this. However, it was like we had to get really clear on the energy. And Lainey and I, as energy workers, energy practitioners, we wanted to really feel that clarity of their energy, like, and so we had to be very contemplative and prayerful in our choice of who would win this amazing scholarship that, frankly, can be life changing, is life changing, has been life changing, So in that way, I just am so grateful that Spirit helped us to divine who that person was, for us to get selected to have a full ride to the Food Healing Oracle deck.
Who here does vision boards? Because that is one of my favorite ways to get clear. I have been doing, I just love, you comment if you are a vision boarder person. Are you a vision boarder, Joanna? A vision
Oh,
boarder?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with Lucille. My first vision board I did was in 1996, and I still look at it and still get refocused on it. And I cannot believe that doing that, the things that took maybe some years to come to fruition, came to fruition. So no, I've been a vision boarder for a very long time.
Same. So I've been doing it every year. Interestingly, last year I didn't do it. I think for some reason we were planning on doing it. It didn't happen, but I missed it terribly. So I was like, oh, we're definitely doing it. And I'm actually going to show you what I ended up doing. We had Lucille and Tony. We missed you. But
No.
it was great. It was very therapeutic. And the great thing about using vision boards is that you don't know what's bubbling inside. You have some idea of what you're going for, but it's only when you're just anonymously, really, right, going through magazines that something hits your soul. And suddenly it's clear as day, like that quote, that picture, that color, that food. Oh my God, so many things around food, which you'll see was for me. So I use it because I've always seen the accuracy in that. That is super clear. And anyways.
Yeah, when you go for in those magazines, if you're doing it in a meditative, contemplative way, that those pictures that are part of what you want to attract, don't they just pop out at you like, oh
Oh
no,
my
I
God.
have to have this. The energy's in your belly, the energy gets all in your system, and it's like, oh no, this. We all know what we like, right?
I'm gonna show you mine. And it's like, oh, it's so woo, because that's kind of how I am, just like tons of energy and
Can't wait
all
to
over
see
the place.
it.
And it got a lot going on. All right, so let me share my screen. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so can you see it?
Yes. Oh my goodness,
All right,
lady, look what you did.
all right, so wait a second. You have to look at it if you divide it into thirds. So let's start on the left side. I know you're all looking everywhere because I'm going to take you on the roadmap of my mind. So we're
Oh
like
no, that could be
there's a
dangerous.
column to the left, which is all food healing, and then there's a middle, and then there's a right side. So
Right.
starting on the left, look at everything, right? Mother Earth living. Do you see the peace sign on the olives, right?
Where do I see the peace sign
At
on
the
the
top, there's olives,
Oh my goodness.
and I
Oh
saw a
my
peace sign,
goodness.
right? Peace
Uh-huh.
for olives. And then that little cup is representing our smoothie book,
Oh, look at
right?
that.
Life's too short for ordinary because we have an extraordinary book coming out,
That's right.
right? And then, of course, everything we do is about healing and planting seeds. That's sort of in the middle. And then, of course, we're indulging in accepting, being paid for our wisdom, having that energetic exchange, putting what you do out there and indulging in receiving it in return. But
Yeah.
having the grace, see the grace on the hand to be a good
Uh-huh.
hand and have abundance with the apples. Okay, so that's all food healing, right?
Wow. I love that.
Right? So then go into the middle, if you will, the middle column. And so live like you bring the party, baby. Live like you bring the
I
party. So
love that you have Walk in the Wild in there.
can you believe it? I found it
I'm like,
actually said Walk in the Wild. So for those of you who don't know, I have a Facebook group called Walk in the Wild where we honor nature and take pictures all day long. And then of course in the middle, I want to get to Australia to see
mhm.
Sarah. And so yeah, of course that's one of the destinations I would love is somehow everything shifts and the world makes it capable because I am capable of getting myself to Australia somehow, some way. So that's what I'm putting out. And then on the right upper corner is I'm, clear about imagining kindness and being mindful and really these are all just quotes that speak to me personally, being in meditation, painting outside the lines. And it was so amazing. Tony can attest to this. There was another picture where those goats were, and I
Uh-huh.
had to have the goats. So I gave up the picture of what was there. And then I looked up the spirit animal of goats, and it was like being able to take risks and climb higher, being able to go for new opportunities. That's what the goat energy was all about. And it was perfect because it was right above the whole thing. So where you see rescue,
Yes.
this whole section was about the fact that I'm developing a movie based on the documentary or it's about the book about the chimpanzees. Although
Isn't
that's
that
a
awesome?
gorilla, but I was flipping through magazines. Can you believe it? I found
Wow.
an ape, but this is all about rescue, must save, give them justice.
Hmm.
That's a rap, right? That's a movie term. And
Uh-huh.
pulling on your heartstrings. So this whole lower right corner is intending that this movie gets developed this year at the end, later on. So this is everything I'm going for in 21.
Well, that's a vision. That's a vision board for sure.
Right?
Yes, I love it. Great job. I can't wait
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
Tony and Lucille's too.
It only took us what 6 hours or something
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, but thinking about it, and then you're walking through, like, am I clear that? But anyway, so it looked like a lot, but it like I have it across from my desk, and I just stare at it. That's getting clarity. When you can get it, sense, you can smell it, feel it, taste it, hear it, see it. That's why you got to bring it in with anchoring things.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And looking at what is it that is turning you on, and it could be something that is brand new, right? And all of a sudden that door opens, and you're like, oh my goodness! It's like us with the food healing oracle deck. You know, we said the words, the door opened, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is what I needed to do my whole life. This is something that,
We also got clarity around that because last week during our work session, we got clear that a year ago from our work session was when we were sitting there writing this first deck. And so last week, we got clear on the next 60 cards, pictures, words. So for our deck coming out this year, our number 2, did we decide to call it Continuum? Have we decided or we're still
yeah,
contemplating?
it's still a work in progress, but it's something like, I think, yeah, we're working on that.
Okay.
Continuum.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the point
Yeah.
is, I tell people all the time, I tell my clients all the time, especially when using the cards, or especially if they're going, whatever's going on, a divorce or an impending or whatever's going on, a job, a move, is to write it down. Write down what it is that you want. I'm a big writer downer. Write a journaler, put it all in. And so the cards, I feel when people say, well, how do you use the deck for clarity? The entire deck is for clarity. Every picture, every question, every spread. So that goes without saying, right? And
Mhm.
so, but I always say, write things down, write things down. And that's why we made the little journal, because write things down as you're pulling questions, because pulling cards and asking questions. Write it all down. Keep it in a little journal. That's why the Food Healing Oracle deck, I mean, yes, it's just blank paper, but if you can keep it all with the intentions of like, this is my journal to get clarity when I pull cards. And
Mhm.
so you can always reflect on it like a diary. That's the way
And
to
I
get
want to talk about that for a minute. Getting clear on the question that you ask. Spirit knows when you're not clear, and you can actually get mixed messages for yourself if you're not clear with your question and the purpose of your question. So maybe this year, try something new and write a question in your journal. Reflect on that question for 24 hours and make sure you're really clear with what you want to know, and then pull the cards. Like, that's a little different. That's not the way that we usually work. We don't usually sit on something, but sometimes if it's a big question and you really want a clear message to move forward with it, it's good to get really, really clear with your question. So sit with it. I had a quote one time that, I don't know, somebody quoted me as saying, and it really, it kind of, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's bask in the mystery of the questions you have, of the inquiry, right? Just kind of seep in that question. Don't seek the answer right away. Just kind of sit in that question, because you make sure that the question is what you want to really ask. Sometimes we don't know what to ask. Well, we have clients all the time. I don't know what I want to know. Just pull some cards for me. Well, how's Spirit supposed to give you an answer for anything if you're like, I don't know what I want to know? Know what it is that you really are seeking.
Also for readers too, you need to have, and by the way, I have to just stop because Sabrina Davies is here and we've known each other since kindergarten. Sabrina, I mean, probably out of everyone here, she's known me the longest. But suddenly I just saw her for the first time and she's asking, are you posing question? This is my girl, Sabrina. We've known each other since we were little children. Are you posing questions? Right? All right. She's known me forever. Are you posing questions with vision board or just letting it flow? That is a great question. I'm actually letting it flow. And so I'm not actually posing questions. There are things that I already know, want, intend, have planned, because like I said, I spent the last week of the last year getting clear. And then I'm just kind of, and I always know that I'm like intending to do the vision board and letting things up. And then I let it flow. And then boom, when I see something that hits me, I'm like, there it is, that's going in. And I just get the file. And then I just kind of organically put it together and it tells a story. It's just like reading cards. But what I was going to say before I saw Sabrina was the fact that readers, you need to have absolute clarity before you respond to the person you're giving reading cards for, because or to. And we say that a lot. We talk about that in the certification class. We're not just having you pick cards and suddenly you do blah, blah, blah. We really want you to take a moment, let the energy come in from spirit, let your intuition kick in, let that energy flow before you respond, because that clarity can be felt. Someone who's just talking and someone who is streaming, spirit, the Holy Spirit, God, your supreme power, creator, whomever, Jesus, Muhammad, that you are felt and acknowledge that spirit's coming through you. And that is when that is clearly received by your client.
Yeah, I think that is the best advice, suggestion for readers that there is, to get really clear. Don't just speak just because you need to say something. Make sure that you are, number one, clear on your connection to source, right? And that comes if you just take a few minutes for a prayer or meditate before your client even gets there. And when your client is sitting in front of you, you're always clear in your connection. And then sometimes it does happen like that, where you open your mouth and spirit just, it's a streaming force that is not even really, it's not thought about with our mental capabilities. It just comes forth because that is spirit talking through us. But yeah, to get really clear as a reader, and purposeful. Why are you reading for this client? Is it because you need to make money? Is it because it's you really want to be of service? So be clear in your intentionality when you do readings as well.
And I think being authentic. I mean, I'm going to call out Tony for a second. Tony's a certified reader. She's one of our sisters here, right? And she does a live show with the cards on Thursdays. You have to catch it. She's so honest and she's so transparent and she's so authentic. And sometimes she'll pull a card. It's usually my husband always stumps her, but it's funny every time. But she says, you know what? I'm just, I'm not getting something. Or, another word is saying like, I'm not clear. And like, she's so transparent about not being clear that makes it so endearing that
Mm-hmm.
not everyone needs to know everything. It's just if you're not getting something, like I love her clarity and of not being clear
Yeah.
sometimes. Like that just makes you want to just know that when she does say something that she's so clear because she'll let you know when she's not clear. Like to me, I love that instead of
Mm-hmm.
just saying, well, hey, this is what I'm thinking. And it's like, well, I
Right.
know you're not really feeling that.
Yeah, that's another reason why I love watching Tony, because she is very, very authentic in her presentation. And you're welcome, Tony. Well, you know, you're welcome for me and Lee.
All right. Does anybody? We are going to pull cards. I think we're going to pull cards earlier tonight. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I just would like to really find out if anyone has any other
Same
suggestions to get clear, or if anyone has any questions
questions.
about wanting more ways to get clarity, because we have lots of ways that Lainey and I use to get clarity, and we want to pass them on to you. But we would also like to hear ways that you get clear for yourself. So,
Well,
uh,
I want to just be clear about one thing.
what's
For
that?
those of you who are knowing, feeling, many people have said this to me that this is your year. This is my year. I know this is my year. I was, someone told me that 6 years ago this would be my year. Like, I know this is my year and I'm clear as day on it. And if you are having those clarities that you know this is your year, this is you're going to accomplish this, write that book, change the job, leave the relationship, whatever is going on for you, I want you to not only have that clarity, but start looking at the steps to be clear on how to get there. You may not need to know all of them, but you need to start with knowing what can you do today? What is clear today for you to know? I say to myself, what is clear spirit that I need to know today? I don't need to know the 20 other steps. I know they're all going to happen in divine timing, but what do I need to be clear on today? To even it's like, or I'm not feeling well, what do I need to do energetically today to be clear on preserving my energy? But I want you to just get so clear on how important it is for you to be clear on anything that you're going for, because without it, I think you're kind of dead in the water. I think you don't, you won't fire energy, you won't have the red unless the red comes in, right? The fire element, that passion, that sensuality, that creativity, when you have the clarity.
Mhm. Well, Melissa
Yeah.
says that she found that to get clear, I need to let go of expectations and trust, right? And I think that's so true. Trust is a big factor. Uh, trusting that what you are getting to come in is actually giving you clarity. Donna wants us to pass on other suggestions on how to get clarity. So I have a little list of things that I do. Number one, I pray. I pray and I ask the Holy Spirit. I ask all of my guides for clarity when I'm looking for something. There's journaling, as we talked about before. Journaling the question. You can do a mini journey. You can do a mini journey. You can do some drumming or listen to a YouTube on drumming and just meditate with the drum, seeking out and asking for your power animal to come in and help you with clarity. And the Food Healing Oracle deck. The Food Healing Oracle deck is a great tool for finding clarity. I use it every day for my small and large questions. So those are some other ways. You have any other suggestions, Lainey, for
I
uh,
was going to say,
clarity?
listen to some of our meditations. because what happens is, I mean, we have several out, and by the way, she doesn't even know it yet, but Denise Flood's going to have the next one coming out is one of Denise Flood's, and just so you know, Denise, Remembrance is ready. Rosemary is ready to hit the world stage with that. And what's exciting about these is that when we have watermelon release or peaches positivity or even the eggplant, which is our shadow card and the shadow meditation that Joanna did, these are giving you clarity because when you're pulling cards with us or you're pulling cards at home or with each other or however, you know, you're using the deck, you are getting the clarity. But then what do you do with the clarity after you got your your question answered from the deck? What are your next steps? Because you may get clarity step one, but now what are you going to do with that clarity? Those meditations help you. They give you suggestions. They're intended to help you get clearer, right? The release is like why you can't move on or attract or bring in if you're still holding on older energies. Okay. So it's getting the clarity of like, wow, I got to still do a cord cutting ceremony. It's giving you the hints, these meditations. It's
Mm-hmm.
giving you. And so when you are using our cards, you're getting the clarity, and then we're providing you sort of that extracurricular next steps. Unless you're having a meet, you know, we'd love, you know, do a clarity session with us. You can have these wonderful readings, but you can also use these cards if you're not getting that, you know, if you need the guidance, right? The cards I think are going to do it. And I definitely think the meditations are going to do it because they're chock full of information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Denise was talking about clarity around sustaining focus. You know, sometimes that can be when we have so many different interests.
That's in our next step, that word, by the way.
Yes, it
Focus.
is. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. So it's like when we have so many different things around us that we want to do, right? And we can get overwhelmed. So how I get to focus is just focusing on one thing at a time, even writing in the journal. Today, my focus is blank, 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 and then really go into the body and see how you feel about focusing on that. Some things we need to let go of because it doesn't bring us the joy, it doesn't bring us the mango, right? And when we focus on those things, some things, you know, that is what this week is all about, is gaining clarity on what still needs to let go of. It's not automatic. You know, midnight 2020 comes and whoosh, everything we don't want, let's go. There's still a process. There's still a process of discernment of, okay, do I want to keep this in 2021? Or do I want to shift my focus to something that turns me on in a way that brings me mango, that brings me strawberry, that brings me peaches, and just having that time, give yourself the time to learn what you really want to focus on.
I want to give an example here. I'm going to use Sabrina because she wrote, whoop, 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 clarity on, she wants clarity on attracting and recognizing the spark of true love. So
Oh, that's a good one.
that's a good one. So why don't we both do that? Let's just give her a little, we'll give her a clarity card. You pull one, Joanna, and I'll pull one, Joanna, for Sabrina. She wants clarity on attracting true love and recognizing the spark. I think you don't need clarity on recognizing it. You will recognizing it. What you need to do is get clarity on kind of being into the allowing, into the opening and allowing yourself to have it come in, because the recognizing will be innate, because when your soul signature matches your beloved soul signature, then that will be clear. But it's allowing yourself the recognition and the permission to allow it to come in. So let's just give her some clarity cards on ways to help her do that.
So
Freedom.
I got freedom. When you meet somebody that gives you the freedom to be yourself, to be authentically yourself without trying to form yourself in a pretzel to meet their expectations, then you know you have someone. If you can, you know, snort when you laugh, if you can, you know, not be your makeup all perfect and they still want to be with you. It's like that freedom to be yourself in that relationship, right? So you know when you meet that person that just is total accepting you and you can be free to be yourself. That's such a gift because unfortunately it doesn't happen in every relationship. You know, we feel like we have to form to the idea of what someone has of us rather than presenting ourselves as we are and not having any artifice around it, like to be real clear of who we are, what we want, and the things that we love and are interested in, right? And have somebody meet that frequency, it's golden.
Speaking of golden, mango
Ah.
for joy. And what was coming into me to share with her is how important it is to do the work of self-healing. And when you do that, you're going to raise your vibration. And when you can raise your vibration where you're emitting the vibration of joy, we have had shows where we talk about there are numbers, right? There's the scale, David Hawkins scale. So like say joy is way up there at 700. Wow, it's a power number. When we are emitting 700 joy vibration, we are in our joy. We want to attract a 700 joy signature. When we are depressed, sad, worried, conflicted, wounded, not done the work, we're probably more at like 100 or 200. If we met somebody in those vibrations, my guess is that that is a karmic relationship and you're going to be working all sorts of crap out. When you're more in the joy, and that higher vibrational like allowance and love and like everything's working on all cylinders, that is when you're going to meet your partner because that person has already done the work too to meet right at that higher vibration. All right. I hope that helped.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Beautiful.
who's next? Who would like a question answered about getting clarity around something that we can support you with? Are we going to do individual or are we going to do the group? I guess we'll just keep it like this.
Yeah, we'll just keep it like
Yeah,
this. We
just
have
keep
some
going.
time, so we're going to answer your questions. Whoever has one. We didn't pull a card for Denise, but she wanted clarity around sustaining focus. I gave her my little focus talk, but we can
Oh,
pull a
well,
card for
let's
her.
do that.
So pull a
Sustaining
card.
focus. So
Mm-hmm.
she wants what that to me that sounds like she wants clarity around how to keep a focus, like not what
Yeah.
the focus is. I think she knows what her focuses are. She just focuses on a lot of different things because she's got so many great things going on. Is that what you're asking? I think that's what you're saying, Denise, but she wants clarity. What can the cards tell her that will support her in terms of what she needs to know about sustaining her focus?
Mm-hmm.
That's how, I always rephrase things and I always teach our students to do that too, because I want to make sure we are acknowledging energetically what you are putting out. And so that's really important to do. And so I think that's what it is, unless she
Another
says,
way to be clear,
yeah,
right?
another way to be clear is to rephrase. I think what you're saying is not, I think what I'm hearing you say, or I'm sensing what you're doing or asking is this. So, because I want to make sure, because I'm asking the cards, right? And you're asking the cards. So you want to ask the right cards. So you're giving the correct answer. So let's just pull a quick card. You want to do both? We're going to both do Denise. Okay, great.
Oh, sure.
All right. So we'll just get as many people as we can. So orange, sunshine. Oh, this is perfect for her. And here's why, Denise, because this card is the single solitary orange, right? You see in a lot of our card sets, there could be multiple like look at the blueberry. There's a billion blueberries. There's just one orange. And so to sustain your focus is checking with your energy first. How is it affecting you? Is it lighting you up? Not about how it's going to help everybody else, because you are a saint in that regard, but how will this serve me so I can be of best service to others? So when you are want to sustain your focus on first how you are feeling in the situation and how it is making you light up on all your EMPS wellness. That's my tip.
So the card that I got for Denise is what you've alluded to. It's like inspiration. Red bell peppers. What is inspiring you, right? What is that focus that is, where is your, well, first of all, where is your inspiration coming from, right? Get clear on where your inspiration is coming from, and then being inspired by what you're focusing on, right? Like, this is not the year to do things half-assed. It's like, really get in there, get in
This.
that clear focus, but feel the energy of that. You know, when you look at the red bell peppers, all that fire energy is just staring you in the face. Get really fiery, inspired, like turn on the heat, turn it on, and make sure that it's coming from a place of inspiration, because as we said on the show before, and probably tonight as well, it's all about frequency and vibration. And you will be more successful and have more focus if you're totally inspired in what you're doing.
Good, 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 good. Melissa, you're up, girl. Melissa Peshka. She wants clarity on her path. So
Clarity on her path.
So Melissa comes, Melissa, you've wonderful. Thank you. You come to our shows a lot. You're a very big part of our cherries. So you want clarity on your path. So my question to you is, I know you've been doing a lot of work on getting clear on your path. So is it a matter of you wanting us to give you advice on what is missing, or want to know if you are getting clearer, or we're just going to pull cards and we're going to just give you a reading? But I just today I'm a little tougher because this is about clarity, and normally I could just be like, oh yeah, here's your card. But I really want you, when you're asking the questions, to be clearer on what it is that you want to know, so we can clearly give you a clear, because this week, I always say this is like a magical week. This first week is to set the tone and go. And if we're just sort of still like checking things out, gearing things up, like that's not now. This is like go time. So I want you to all be clear in your questioning. So I don't mean to be tougher, but I want to support you in the best way. Was I a little tough? No, not really.
No, not really. I think that clarity on my path, that could mean so many things, Melissa. So, and then she says confirmation. So, confirmation on that you are on the right path. Is that perhaps what you're saying? So, I'm looking for clarity as well.
I'm just going to draw a card for you, Melissa, and see what we get. How's that? And just because we're running out of time, because I want to get to our scholarships, maybe we'll just do one-on-one instead of both of us, so we can get a couple more people in. All right, so
yes,
Melissa,
absolutely.
I'm going to finish this off. Okay. All right, Melissa, you got getting grounded. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Grounding in. So if you want to know confirmation, if you're getting clarity on your path, does it feel grounded to you? Or I don't think it has grounded yet. The whole idea is clarity is knowing when we're grounded in it. We have the clarity. We know exactly what we're doing. We know why we're doing it. We know who we're doing it with. We know how many colors it's going to be. We know the size and shape. It's assembling the entire program, situation, feeling. That is the feeling of grounded. It's letting something take root. And then when something has taken root, you don't even have to ask for clarity. It's already innately clear that it has arrived. And until that point comes in, you just keep waiting for the information to show up from spirit, to keep tying it up in a perfect bow. And then when the beats are there, you'll know, and you'll be letting us know, like, I have arrived, that sort of thing. Good, good.
I like that.
So I would say, to end that, you are close to being grounded in what you're going to be manifesting, and you've been working very hard at it. Trust, exactly. Okay, cool. That was good.
Okay. So who's next? I'm trying because we went way over the
Tamara,
place.
I don't know. I don't know if we could do it in order, but I just saw
Okay,
Tamara's name.
so Tamara. So I'll pull one for Tamara. She said she'd love one, but she doesn't have a question. I don't see one. Tamara, do you want to get clear on your question?
Yes, we're a little tough tonight. We want you to try to get as clear as on your question. And sometimes, yeah, we're psychic and we can be intuitive, we can do all that, but that's not the learning tonight. The learning is to be so mindful of what it is that you want clarity on. So someone, we always say, help us help you. But also it's what the angels and the archangels are saying. By the way, we have our January 30th. If you haven't taken it, you have no idea what you're missing. Some of you have taken
Absolutely.
it. I got to just put this on screen because this is coming up and it's a little bit of a segue, but can you see that?
Yes, it's beautiful.
See the blueberries?
Look at
Archangel
all those
Michael,
blueberries. Mm-hmm.
you, Archangel Michael is there to protect you and to use that sword to cut away all the BS, all the trappings, all the fears, all the worries and the concerns. And it is about finding blueberries and clarity with the angels. In this class, it will blow you away. You'll just not even realize what food is doing for you, and that there are messages, days of the week, colors, foods. We provide it all, and we've channeled and worked with all the different ascended masters and archangels. It's only $44, and it's going to be an amazing 2.5 hours with Joanna and I. It's on the 30th. So that is a way of getting clarity because so much has been laid out for us. And that's why we always associate Archangel Michael with our blueberry card. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Awesome.
Sarah, clarity on her work
Tamara,
situation.
clarity on your work situation. Look what you got. Asparagus. Transformation. Something is wanting to be transformed for you in 2021. The spirit is calling on me to say that transformation can happen within your current situation or moving on from that situation. We get free will, so you have to decide. But I have been feeling this about you, Tamara, for a while, that there is a transformation happening in your life on so many levels. And sometimes it's reflected, that transformation is reflected on the earth plane, on the material plane. And then all of a sudden, work changes, relationships changing. I really feel like this is a year of transformation for you on so many levels. So eat asparagus. Tamara says, sure is.
Oh, can you just hold down the fort? Because I want to go get something very magical to show everyone. All
Sure,
right.
I can hold down the
All right.
fort.
You want to do one more, and then I want to show you something, and then we'll get to the scholarship.
Okay, great. So who did I miss that wants another card? I can, Karen, how do I find clarity on getting rid of people being able to push my buttons? Well, let me pull a card on that for you, Karen, because how do I get clarity on getting rid of people being able to push my buttons? So, sometimes we need to change our perspective in order for our buttons not to be pushed. Most of the time, that's an inside job because we know we cannot change anybody else but ourselves and our grapes. And you got, oh my goodness, Karen, you got onions for acceptance. Is accept the fact that certain people are going to push your buttons. So you need to take away their ability to push, and accept the fact that you're not going to change them. You can
Are those
only,
your lights? I'm seeing these circles.
yeah, they're my lights.
Oh, okay.
No,
What's
that's
that?
my halo.
I
That's
know.
my halo above my head. I've turned into a bona fide angel now, so my halo is shining. Oh my goodness, Lainie.
Look, our shirts are here. Our magic. Who wants to go on a magic carpet ride? Hey, if
Oh,
you want to be clear that this is your year of being magical, start intending it. Think it, be it, feel it, and wear it. So
there
I'm
you
loving our mushroom shirt. And then, of course, I already showed you, I was wearing the Less Talk, More Tomato, but here's our
Yes,
Give Olive the Chant.
love
Isn't
it.
that adorable? Oh my God, I
Love
love
it.
this
Love
one.
it.
All we are saying. Well, I'm just saying intend it with clarity. So, like, I'm intending to be peaceful on days that I feel fiery. I'm going to wear my peace shirt. In the days that I'm like magically, like the other day, I think I told Tony, she posted something about mushrooms. I'm like, I'm wearing my magic shirt all day because I'm feeling magical. Like, you can do things like that. You eat the food, you drink the water, you intend it, you wear the shirt. Like,
Right?
there are things that all works. You do that, you stare at the vision board.
There you go. So to finish up for you, Karen, accept the fact that you're not going to change them. And getting rid of people, sometimes people don't leave our life until we've accepted the lesson that they're here to offer us. And I'm talking in the area of the soul lesson, right? So some people come into our lives to play their part, to cause you tension so that you get to grow and evolve. And that might sound like tough talk, but I've been there. I've been there. And I have to ask myself, am I learning the lesson that I'm supposed to learn from this person? And if not, then I need to learn it so they can hit the road, because I don't want to keep learning the same lesson over again. So accept that fact that they are in your life to help you to grow and evolve, even though it doesn't feel good.
Well, and you pulled the onion cards, and just to add to that, what is this? A mirror, right?
Amen.
So what you just said about that reflection, when we
Mhm.
are seeing something, it's like, wow, what are they reflecting in me? What are they mirroring to me that is in within myself? And that's hard to have to come to terms with, but we've all been there and we all do the work, and it's always a continuous lesson in that, but it's so important we learn it so we don't keep having it come back. Okay? Really, really important. Yeah,
Yeah.
Melissa. 'Cause she's so smart. That's why she's my partner in produce.
Yeah, I'm so smart.
All right. I think we're here. Are we here?
I
We I
think
think
we're
I think
here.
yeah.
You're
Um,
welcome, Karen.
and to answer your question, Karen, I didn't want to bring it up, but I will bring it up. We've had a scholarship that we've been announcing now for over a week. We mentioned it on a couple shows. We sent out emails. We posted all over Facebook and Instagram. And oh my God, I think we've got it out as soon as we learned that a wonderful, wonderful woman, Lori Yard, had donated a full scholarship to our upcoming, well, today's the 4th. Wow, we're here in 11 days
I
uh,
know.
to have a full complimentary scholarship to one of our food healing certification spots. There weren't that many left, but she donated one. And it was a really amazing gesture. And at the same time, it wasn't spin the wheel and one person's going to get it because they're lucky. We felt that, people paid to come to this, and we really wanted to select the person who really put their heart into showing us why or what or how or what it was. So we created a dot form that several people from all over the world filled out, by the way,
Hmm.
and showed us their clarity. And it was mind blowing to just know that how this deck has made an impact on people, including people who haven't even seen it before, who just saw or just started using the cards. It was, I don't know, it was really, as for Clemps.
I know. I know. It was a beautiful outpouring of everyone's love, ambition, and what they are clear on that they want to offer the world. And it wasn't an easy selection process, but it was very clear for Lainey and I after we did our deliberations about who. And it's not about deserving, because as I said in the beginning, we're all worthy, we're all deserving. It's about the energy that they were holding in their words that we got to really see and feel their vibration and frequency in terms of their need. Number one, because Everybody has a different need in terms of finances, and some of them, the need was way beyond their reach, but the willingness and the desire to have this class and take it for their own livelihood and for their own benefit was very clear, when we did these deliberations this morning.
So here's what happened. We were so touched by the whole process that we decided, oh, that was amazing that Lori donated that one spot. So how can we support it? And we know there was only just a couple spots left. So we decided to offer or select two runner-ups out of the whole. We had many applications, and the two runner-ups are getting 50% off scholarships. So two people can get 50. They're going to get 50% off the whole ride, which we felt like that. Two more people, three people, and that is gonna. I mean, that'll pretty much. That's the whole class, right? Because we're full. That was it.
We really felt called in reading these that, oh my God, how do we choose between these people? And so this is what we're offering. So you do announce what?
Yeah, I gotta make sure the graphic is here for our two runners up. I hope they're here, and if they're not here, well, let us know if you're here because I'm not sure. But here we are. Our that is a tongue twister. Our two runners up, who are getting 50% scholarships are. Do we have it?
Yes.
Can you see it? Here. There. Kiala Givhan from Pensacola, Florida, and Kellyanne Kowalski from, how do you say that?
Chickamauga? I don't know.
Chickamauga, New York. Oh my God, these girls, their videos, their letters, their stories. Thank you. Bless you. And we hope you accept our offer for 50% off scholarships to both of you. Mm-hmm. And we would love to have you in the class. And you like that? Join our cherries.
Join our cherries with the cherries bouncing up and down. It's like, yeah, these two are really providing so much service into the world, and the things that they're doing out in the world for the planet are absolute game changers. So I know that our whole community will be blessed by them joining in with us.
All right. Give me a second to grab our numero uno. Because I don't see it here, so it's going to be a minute. So, all right, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
So as she's doing those graphics, I want everyone to know that there's still availability, of course, in our April class, which is going to be, I believe, April 24th and 25th, or
23rd and 24th.
23rd and 24th. Yes. Close, but no cigar. So, think about that. Get real clear this year. For those of you that haven't taken the class, if this is something that you are wanting to focus on, that this is something that you need to have for your community and for yourself, for your health, remembering that Lainie and I are working on the second deck, and the second deck will bring even more words and more vegetables and more fruits and more exotics that you've never heard of before. And we are starting to, we're having lots of fun with it. We're getting fired up over the second deck.
Oh gosh. Oh God. Well, we showed them on Thanksgiving Moringa, so they got one.
They did. So they got one.
Actually, no, they got two. Because on New Year's Eve, I gave a little hint away by our graphic for Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did. I kind of snuck that one in there.
Yes, you
all
did.
Right. So let's talk about our winner. No. All right. Let's show the winner or the selected person, and then we could talk about it for a minute. Okay. And the winner of a $600 scholarship for our class is, can we see it? Can we see it?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you. Perth, Australia. Look at
Oh
her.
my goodness. You won, Faye. I don't know how you're going to do it with the time zone, but you know what? You've got a will, and this is the way. So congratulations. We have Australia in the house. We actually
Mhm.
have a lot of popularity in Australia. I love that. My daughter lives down there, but Faye made a very beautiful response and letter and expression and everything she had to say, how she's going to use it, why she wants it. She won. She won. That's it. It
And
just was
Faye
the
has
right
been
person.
in touch with our community almost from the beginning
Yeah.
of wanting to, she's been very, very present and very avid in her desire to know this deck. And yeah, yeah, her vibration is very clear. There's lots of clarity there.
There was clarity there, and we felt it. We felt that energy. So thank you, and thank you to everybody. We're all going to send you a little note, and some things we'll follow up with you for all of you who did apply and weren't selected this time. We are going to be doing the April one, and this January class is going to be terrific. So congratulations to our runner-ups. Congratulations to Faye and how she's going to reverse her time. Well, my daughter lives in Australia, so I always know, it's like a day and something away. Oh, yeah, yeah. So we've kind of got our schedule down, but she'll do it because this is meant for her. And out of all those applications, she won. So yay, go Australia.
Yay. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So I like Tamara. Woo woo! Hey! Yeah, we're
That's
very excited for her.
right.
All right. Well, we hope we've offered some great suggestions tonight and allowed you to keep refining your clarity and the good words used tonight. Trust. We heard focus. Right. We heard some really good words around the idea of getting clarity around who, what you want this year, 2021. Let's just start this week, this year off right, and achieve what we want, whatever it is. If it's health, if it's finances. You saw my vision board. There's a lot of things on there, and I'm in happy was a lot on there. I realized, wow, I wrote happy 3 different times. So I'm achieving happiness this year. Not that I wasn't happy, but now like the happiness is seeing everything really kick in.
There is definitely something about putting that intention out on a board in boldness, with confidence, with clarity, because then you achieve it. That energy is real. What you put out does come back. So put it out there, people. Get real clear with what you want. And before you know it, you're going to be writing us and telling us how much clarity you have.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we'll be announcing this week our special guest again on the 30th. If you want to join us for clarity around your food in Archangels and Ascended Masters, you will learn a lot. Thank you for loving the class, for some of you who attended it. And that's it. You want to see us for sessions. Anyways, all our stuff's on the website. We love you. Thank you for all of your support. May this be an amazing year for all of us.
Yes. Good night, everybody. Mwah.
Bye.